Good evening and welcome to the Standards of Geekness podcast. I am one-third of your hosts, Evan Jones, aka Mr. Trivia D's Nuts tonight.
Ooh, that's spicy. Those are some spicy nuts. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your predictions champion. The belt is staying right here with Brian Mercer. Here tonight, we got trivia, we got news, we got rumors, we got results, we got all sorts of stuff coming at you. And that's pretty much the only people that need introductions, right?
I think we, in fairness, have to introduce the Nugget, Mr. Daniel Roberts.
And I am the Nugget, the man that keeps the podcast going and the actual people's champion of the world.
I require you to do your work, Daniel.
Quick shout out. Hey there, Chris. How you doing out there in the wide world of TV land? And thank you to everyone for tuning in again for another awesome episode of the Standards of Geekness podcast. Doing things a little bit different tonight. Just a little bit.
we got a lot going on tonight and a lot to fit in. The only real big news is Night of Champions. There's a possibility of some changes. There have been last-minute changes already made. We've seen some of the global impacts of it. We're not going to go into the politics of it, but there's been a rumor that we still might see some changes to the show. Some of the early arrival production crew was rumored to have been stuck in Qatar. We haven't seen any updates regarding that recently. So I think Night of Champions is still going to happen. I think it might just be different than we expected.
There's every possibility that it could end up staying domestic. A lot of wrestlers have apparently voiced concern about going over, and with good reason, with everything that's going on over in the Middle East.
Yeah. It's kind of a tumultuous situation. Like I said, we're not going to get into the politics of it, but it's just one of those things where it's just kind of, from a logistical standpoint, these type of global shows, I've done event planning at a national and regional level. That's already hard enough. Global shows are a whole different ball game. You've got so many different things to go into. Going to go ahead and do our usual round of sharing. So I hope that you guys have had a great weekend. It's been kind of a busy weekend for wrestling news and just news in general, honestly.
Yeah, great.
Just as long as we're talking about the possibility of a PLE changing locations across the globe, and especially one that is right around the corner, I just wonder how that would impact ticket sales. Like, I can't imagine that unless you drastically reduce ticket prices, that you'd be able to sell out a show with virtually no time.
And it's it would remind me kind of the COVID era, where it would probably be a lot of the talent that are filling the seats.
Can you imagine that? Just like them thunderdoming the whole thing.
Hey, I mean, anything that keeps people safe. There's a level of irony with the whole CM Punk thing too. You've seen my memes.
One way or another. He's not going to Saudi Arabia.
But so let's move right into the GOAT. So the first four from last week, Nick Bockwinkel versus Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns taking the dub. I think everybody, it was a pretty decisive victory with the Tribal Chief taking the dub there. But for those of you who are unfamiliar with Nick Bockwinkel, 1960s, 1970s wrestler. AWA was like his heyday. He was Hulk Hogan's very first big-time opponent. And his heel run versus Hogan and how they went back and forth during Vern Gagne's time there, it kind of set the stage for Hulkamania to really enter the WWE. Eddie Guerrero defeating Sergeant Slaughter. I think this one was a clean sweep. I don't think anybody voted for Sergeant Slaughter.
You guys all saw what I saw, right? Sergeant Slaughter clearly had the match won, but Eddie tossed him the chair. He laid down. He stole this one. He stole this one right away from the Sarge.
CM Punk defeated Edge. This was an interesting one. I thought it would be a little bit closer, but it was a pretty wide margin. I think
we've seen live plenty of times.
yeah, and it was wild to me that this got randomly paired up, but I mean, Punk taking the dub here, it makes sense. Sting defeated RBD. This one was not close by any means. And then we did say we were going to have YouTube polls regarding Dusty versus Cody's results. Unfortunately, we ran into some technical difficulties. So our solution here is simple. On the count of 3, each one of us is going to pick a winner, and whoever wins is the one that moves on. So, 1.
You hold up a 1
Number
for
1,
Cody.
Number 2 for Dusty.
2 for Dusty. All right. All right,
1.
everybody. 1, 2, 3.
Cody wins. All right. It was a really tough choice.
Ultimately,
I'm a huge Dusty fan.
When you spawn a show that is the antithesis for a company that rivals WWE on any level, I think that right there automatically is going to push you. I'm not trying to take anything away from Dusty. I actually went back and forth over and over on this.
Same.
But and I hate to say this, but ultimately what Cody accomplished, main eventing WrestleMania, becoming the WWE champion,
Let's put the F back in, goddammit.
It was the exclamation point on the career that Dusty was always looking for himself, to his own acknowledgement. So for that reason, and I mean, like, how many guys in the world actually get to be like the guy, the standard bearer, the face of the company? I mean, there's Hogan, there's
Austin,
Cena, Roman. Like, that's like 4 guys, and Cody now has joined that pantheon. So it is something.
Yeah.
Wow.
These next 4 up. Wow.
Brutal,
oh God, Eric is just.
Eric
that is a Nugget owned counter 1. Nugget owned counter 1.
The comments are coming for you today, dude.
This is not fair.
It's a rough day to be a Nugget.
It's a rough day to be a Nugget named O'Connor. Anyways, next 4 up. That's Nugget owned counter 2. Drew McIntyre versus the Junkyard Dog. This one is going to be challenging for a lot of people. I think recency bias might play in here. I know where my gut's leaning. Bryan Danielson versus the Blackheart, the Nugget, the OG Nugget, Owen Hart.
God
damn!
It's the original. The original.
Okay. The Nugget Owen counter is going to go up just because of the chat. Jesus Christ. Chris says he looks like a nugget made from expired chicken.
This is why we keep you on the show, Daniel. You make sure the comment section is lively.
Finally earning your keep.
You know what? You know what? You know what?
1 bronze star?
I'm going to give him a silver for this. We got actual movement here. We're going to give you a silver today, Daniel. Don't lose
I'm going to double it up. I'm going to double it up and give you an additional 1 silver star.
Oh.
That's 2 silvers, 2 bronzes, maybe
you're in the
one
positive. You're in the positive.
Just for the day.
Holy shit,
for the
this is a
day.
new record.
Yeah, for the day.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Holy shit. Oh, Chris, Jesus Christ. Why did the Nugget cross the road? He didn't want to be Daniel.
All right.
Anyways, moving on. The next matchup, Ari Windham versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
This is a good one. This is a surprising one. Like, this one I actually think is going to be surprisingly close.
Yeah, I agree. This next one is kind of a random oddball one. $1 Million Man versus Antonio Inoki.
Ooh.
This is one that I
know
would
which way I'm
this
leaning
is the
here.
kind of match I would totally actually search out to watch. This is my kind of match right here.
It wouldn't shock me if DiBiase in the late 70s, 80s did a tour in Japan. I haven't looked into it, but it wouldn't shock me. I could see him doing all Japan. Yeah. Well, that's how the Ribera Steakhouse whole thing started. All right. Now, before we jump into SmackDown, before we jump into Raw and Night of Champions, we got a lot to talk about. But there's a matter of solving this disputed People's Championship that I unfortunately lost in the prediction championships, but I invoked my rematch for.
So did Daniel. Don't worry, Evan. Daniel lost it too. He's just as gracious about it as you.
I mean, how does this affect Night of Champions, though? Does that mean you'd be walking into it, or would I?
Who knows?
Whoever wins will then have to defend it for Night of Champions. So,
but you know what?
Well,
you know what? Hold on, I gotta.
Oh no.
You see, Daniel Roberts, if you thought that when I challenged you to a trivia contest that I didn't have an ace up my sleeve, if you thought that I didn't have a trick up my sleeve, you would be wrong, my friend. I happen to have just what I need, because here tonight I have for us a special guest. And this man, he's not just any man. This man is a local legend of the Michigan wrestling scene. This man is the rightful, I still maintain he is the rightful MDWA World Heavyweight Champion, no matter what Danny Blaze says. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly introduce to you my client and close personal friend, Lethal Lou.
Welcome to the podcast, Lethal Lou.
It's the best that did it, done it, and still doing it. It's Lethal Lucius White. Thank you. It's your pleasure for me being on your show.
All right.
Well, Lou, it is a pleasure to have you here, and no one feels it more than Evan and I. And you don't need to worry about that other guy, the Nugget. You don't need to worry about
the Nugget.
Yeah,
I like that guy.
Everyone does.
He needs to be. He needs to be on the Bradford Exchange with us.
I don't know about.
He's only really good at holding curtains. He's really only good at holding curtains.
He can hold our bags, and he can hold the Lethal's chain.
You know, Lethal Lou, as always, you are filled with brilliant ideas. Daniel, you would make an excellent caddy.
I mean, I would essentially just be the new Mitch, so.
You would. Can we, you know what? Let's go ahead. Can we get a name change in there, Evan? Can he be the Mitch?
Yeah,
Why did I say that?
Can we upgrade the Nugget to
the Lethal
Mitch?
Nugget?
Here we go.
The Lethal Nugget.
The Lethal Nugget. I think so.
New Mitch. I'm sorry, Dan. Rules are rules. When a good name comes, a good name comes.
Yeah, I guess. It's definitely an upgrade.
All right. Well, to get into this, we're going to do a simple 5 rounds questions, each of us getting a different variety of questions.
Okay.
None of us know what the questions are outside of Lou. He came up with a lot of questions for us, and we believe in what we're doing here. So without further ado, before we jump into this, Lou, I believe you've got a show coming up, too.
Yes. July 27th, the MDWA presents Broken Bonds. Broken Bonds that we're going to be in Highland Park, Michigan. You know, the information is right there. Information right there. And
Friday night, 6:30. If you're
go ahead.
If you're in Highland Park, it makes sense to go. If you know, for me, I might just show up.
Well,
you gotta see this show, because I'm gonna beat Danny Blaze and I'm gonna beat Danny Blaze and H5 up. because if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have a dance to showcase their skills. Danny Blaze, all he's done was brown nose his way all the way up to the MDWA championship. And that Shrek looking guy, H5, the guy who's holding that Southeast championship belt, I don't understand why he interfered in my match. He should have been popping champagne or something in the back in the locker room when he beat Primetime Tommy Johnson. But no, he had to show up in the match and spear me when I turned around. I trained this clown right there. But that's okay, because me and my mystery partner that nobody knows yet is going to beat them down to their very last countdown.
I can't wait to hear more about this and to see it. And as always, guys out there in the standards of Geekness Nation, if you're in Highland Park, make sure to go check out Missile Dropkick Wrestling Association. This show is bound to be amazing.
MDWA, the best in Michigan right there.
Absolutely.
All right, let's jump into this trivia.
Oh, I'm ready. It's a lot of pressure, but I'm cute. I'm cool as a cucumber.
Ooh.
Well, you guys ready?
On the glass back on while hands. All right, let's go.
Brian Mercer,
we're
you
starting
get
with me.
the first. Huh? You get the first
All right.
question.
Oh.
I know you got it. I got confidence in you. Who did Becky Lynch defeat to become both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion at WrestleMania 35? Who did she defeat?
Well, that was a little bit of a trick question because it was a triple threat match, and so I'm not sure if you're looking for. Not sure if you're looking for Ronda Rousey or if you're looking for Charlotte Flair. But the answer that I'm going to give, because I'm only allowed to give one, I'm going to give Ronda Rousey because that's the woman whose shoulders got pinned to the mat. Well, or didn't quite get pinned.
She did kick out.
I'm going Ronda Rousey.
Well, she defeated both of them, Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair.
I think that gets the point. I think I get the point for that.
Is that fair, guys?
Yeah.
I said both. I said both names.
I'll give you the point. Yeah, I'll give you the point. You knew who was in the match.
Brian Mercer.
One.
Ooh.
Now, does that count as the first round? Oh no, I gotta ask you guys something.
You gotta ask each one of us the other questions too.
Oh yeah,
no,
right.
I like your words, Chat. I win 1-0. I'm still champ. I'm walking out right now.
Well, I got some good ones. I got some good ones for you guys.
All right.
Okay, Brian. I'm sorry, Evan. You ready?
All right. Yep.
Which team won the first WWE Women's Tag Team Championship?
Oh, Jesus.
I am drawing a blank here.
Which tag team?
So good. It's not me. Jesus Christ.
Was it the Iconics?
Oh, okay. Who was in that team? Who's the name? Was
Cassie Lee is her name on the indie scene now.
Oh.
/ in TNA. I am
No.
drawing a blank.
it wasn't the Iconics?
Okay. I can take my L.
You want to know the answer?
Yeah, go ahead. Let our audience know.
It was Sasha Banks and Bayley.
Oh, shit, yeah. I completely forgot.
That's how forgettable that was.
Oh wow!
Oh, damn!
Damn! I don't know, man. Sasha Banks and Bayley they're not unforgettable.
To each their own.
The Lethal Nugget. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. This is easy. Who was the members of Evolution?
Okay. I believe it was Triple H, Ric Flair, Randy Orton, and the Animal Batista.
There you go. There you go. Brian and the Nugget is tied in the first round. Good job.
Come on.
All right.
Bring it home.
I see you're coming in hot, Daniel, but this belt ain't going anywhere. Lethal Lou, hit me with the next question.
Okay, cool. Is this considered the second round?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Round two.
Round two. You right? You ready, B?
I'm ready.
Which team won the first ever TLC match?
Oh. I believe the first one was also. I believe both the first and second one were both won by Edge and Christian. I'm gonna go.
And
Edge
you're
and
right. You're right there. You're right. Lethal Nugget. No, let's go to. I'm sorry.
No,
Let's
it's Evan. Evan's
Let's go to
not-
Evan. I'm sorry, Evan. Didn't mean to do that, Evan. I'm sorry. Apologize.
That's okay.
Evan, who are known as the Brothers of Destruction?
Well, that's Undertaker and Kane.
That's right. That is right.
Ooh.
Right. That's
Pressure's on, Daniel. Don't crack. Crack.
Daniel, you ready?
I'm ready.
Which team is known for their finisher move? The 3D.
I believe that would be the Dudley Boys.
That's right.
No,
Everybody-
hold on. It's 1D now. Nobody gets
What?
that.
You said 3D. We're going to give Daniel the point.
Trying to find your little loopholes, Brian. I see.
4
Good
letters,
job, Daniel.
1 word. Yeah.
Good job. That was a good job.
Round 3. Jesus.
Round
Round
3. We're going
three.
to round 3.
Ooh.
Oh, this is so easy, guys. Evan, who are the members of the New Day?
Well, that's Big E, Langston, Xavier Woods, a.k.a. Austin Creed, and Kofi Kingston.
And that is correct. All right. Brian Mercer. Who was WWE first ever Universal Champion?
Oh, and a sad reign it was for
I know.
Mr. Finn Balor.
That's right. It was sad though. He got injured.
Yep. I felt so bad for him. He was on such a roll.
I still like him.
He never really got the momentum back after that either.
Yeah, he's never really recovered the same momentum he had going into that.
I mean, hell, he never recovered from when the demon got destroyed by Roman Reigns, so he's...
He lost to God. Roman Reigns and God teamed up to take on the demon.
to take him out with the turnbuckle. That's right.
Jesus, that was
Such
painful to watch.
thunderous.
Lethal Nugget. I got one for you. Who did Chris Jericho defeat to become the first undisputed WWE champion?
Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
I know this one.
I know this one, but I don't know that he knows this one.
Right. I know. Oh God, I don't know if he means 2 people. Oh my God. Shit. I'm just gonna wing it. I'm gonna have a guess. It's 50-50. It's between 2 people. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You're
Okay.
half right.
Okay.
Or was it a 2-person answer?
I can't tell you that.
Can't tell you, but
Oh no. Oh God.
You go ahead. You go ahead and say final answer when you're ready on this one, ladies and gentlemen at home. I hope you're going as crazy inside as I am.
God. I'm gonna lock it in. Final answer. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's your final answer?
He said final answer.
Yeah.
He
I
said
believe
final
that-
answer.
I believe
he defeated The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I knew
In the
it was
same
one of
night.
the two. I didn't.
In the
think it was
same
close.
night. Also, I would have if you had said The Rock, I might have been able to give you some leeway because the Austin match happened before the Rock match.
Yeah, I knew. I didn't know if it was like a two-person. I knew it was Rock and Austin, but I didn't know if it was like.
So like if you had said Rock, I would have been like, all right, well I guess might be able to give you some leeway because that was the final match. But
See, I always I don't know why I always remember it's like Chris Jericho beat Stone Cold Steve Austin. That seems more memorable in my mind than
Because it was the better match.
yeah, it was the better match.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're at round 3.
Four.
Round 4. I'm sorry. We're at round 4. Time flies when you're having fun.
Exactly.
oh god.
Which WWE superstar was named? Oh, this Evan. This for you, Evan.
Okay.
Which WWE superstar was named the Rated R superstar?
That would be Edge, aka Adam Copeland.
That's right.
I think you mean Rated R superstar.
I mean anything but cope.
That name makes me want to cope. Fucking Jack Daniels. God damn, man. I love Edge. I don't like cope.
He's going through his midlife crisis right now.
That's
Ryan
half
Mercer.
wrestling, anyways.
The voice of the Bradford Exchange.
Yeah.
The voice.
He's
That will
got
keep you
the-
moist.
Who won the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladders match?
Oh no. Oh no.
First ever women. She wasn't much of a women's wrestler.
I'm gonna go with James Ellsworth. Is that the first one?
Did you say James Ellsworth?
Wasn't that the first one? The one where James Ellsworth pulled down the briefcase for Carmella?
No.
You know what?
Well, who
He's
won
not
it though?
won.
B? Who won it, B?
Well, the one who had the briefcase was Carmella.
There you go. Is that your final answer?
I'll go with Carmella.
There you go. She was the first one that won the Money in the Bank ladders match. Women's ladders match.
Mella is money.
Brian, I find it quite funny. I mentioned James Ellsworth last week, and now he's mentioned again this week.
Yeah, there's been way too much talk of James Ellsworth on this podcast for my liking.
It's some sweet no chin music. The problem
right,
is,
Daniel.
Okay.
Daniel. Now you got to answer a question.
Yeah, I need to get this right, otherwise you win. Well, technically, Ellen can still win, essentially, but...
Okay.
I mean, technically, he said James Ellsworth.
Now, Nugget, I'm gonna give you a hint, Nugget.
Ellsworth was the one who pulled the belt down.
Okay.
Carmella was the one who walked away. It's the same technicality as what I said about the triple threat women's championship match. That was my first round question. Technically, she pinned Ronda Rousey, but technically, Charlotte Flair was also in the match. So there's different ways of looking at the.
I know.
answer to
I
the
was
question.
giving you a hard time. Just giving you a
I
hard
think
time.
we got a spammer in the chat, I think. It's one of those
Yeah,
bots.
well, we'll just, you know.
That's always
Ignore
nice.
them.
I like bots.
That means people are watching, and that's all that matters.
That's true.
Excuse me.
Right.
I'm gonna give you a hint, Nugget.
Okay.
This is a huge hint. Now, in the Nation of Domination,
Ooh.
the Nation of Domination, Owen Hart was in the Nation of Domination. Okay?
Okay.
But the question is, The question is, who was the first African American WWE champion?
Oh.
God, I need to get this right. Otherwise, the black community is not going to like me for this one. Jesus Christ.
There's actually a really interesting way to go about this, like thought process wise.
I got two people in my mind, but
we just need one name.
I'm stuck between Booker T or Ron Simmons. Oh God.
He did say, never mind. I'm going to elect to cash in.
Yep. Don't say anything, Evan.
I'm gonna go with Ron Simmons.
Ooh, WWE champion.
Ron Simmons was the first ever black WCW champion.
He was the first ever World Heavyweight Champion, period, African American period, of all promotions, but that was WCW. It is.
But it was a WCW
technically
title.
recognized as WWE now, but it's WCW when they
Yeah,
look at the history.
Yeah, history.
I know this answer.
I give him one more chance.
I'll give him one more chance. I'm willing to give him one more chance.
Because he's the lethal Nugget.
That's a difficult enough question.
Okay. WWE.
That was the
First
interesting line of thought
African-American-
that I had.
African American champion. He was in a group.
Okay. He was in a group. Okay, trying to think. And this was. Oh God, it was not Booker T because it was in a tag team. Oh no, it can't be. Surely it can't be who I'm thinking it is.
Oh, I don't know who you're thinking it is at this point. So,
if I'm wrong, I'm wrong on this, but it doesn't seem right. It seems so wrong saying this out loud if he's the first ever, but I can't be surely.
Go for it.
You say Owen Hart, I'm gonna cry.
Is it?
Say it. Say Hakeem the fucking dream.
So if you say that, man, that's gonna be the night right there.
Is it Kofi Kingston?
You say what?
Kofi Kingston.
And he got that right.
Oh, it was. Oh shit.
No, it was The Rock.
Was it?
The Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock's
was
the
Kobe
number
Kingston.
of domination. The Rock's
Wait,
black.
He was Samoan.
Yeah,
He's
Kofi
Samoan and
Kingston was
black.
the first African American champion.
I
Okay.
didn't realize he
WWE.
counted for.
Wow.
I thought he was he was more Samoan, first Samoan world champion. Oh no, that's Yokozuna though. But then Yokozuna wasn't Japanese, so
Yeah.
No.
Booker T only held the World Heavyweight Championship, not the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
yeah.
And Vince didn't respect that WCW championship.
Well, and
anyway.
you said I guess you read the question as WWE Championship, and The Rock was a WWF champion.
Yeah, he was WWF champion, but
That's a technicality.
yeah.
All right. Daniel, you're still in this. You're still managing to squirm here in this competition.
That
It looks like I'm gonna lose it.
All right, so going into
We're in
the
the fifth
final
round?
round here. We're in the fifth
Final
round.
round.
Going into the final round. Evan has 3 points.
Evan
I
has
have
3
4
points.
points.
Evan, you lead Evan. Oh man.
And Daniel, you have 3 points.
Oh wow. Brian, how much you got?
4.
I'm like Ric Flair, baby.
4.
Woo!
You need to become 5 times. 5 times.
Okay.
Like-
If you helicopter your dick in an airplane.
All right. Final round. Evan. Who was the first WWE superstar to cash in Money in the Bank contract?
Oh,
That would be Edge.
There you go.
ultimate opportunist. He's getting all the edge questions tonight.
I know.
Evan's.
I made it
I
easy
am an
for you,
edge
Evan.
head.
You're an Edge
Wait,
fan?
I'm an Edge fan, so it worked out.
Edgehead.
An Edge head.
I happen
Edge
to be. I happen to be a peep myself.
You a peep?
Oh, I'm a peep. I'm definitely one of Christian's peeps.
Oh, yeah, man. You know what? I do love Christian. I mean, yeah, Christian.
That
I like him
whole
better than Edge.
dead father thing gets me every time when he says, "And your father's dead," gets me every fucking time.
So bad.
I like the TNA Christian.
That was cool too. What's the capital of Bangkok? And then he hits Monty.
Monty Brown.
Monty
Yeah.
Brown.
We,
God, that's
Oh.
classic.
okay, Brian Mercer. You ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, this
Wait, actually, you know what? Give Daniel the question first. Give Daniel his question first, because Evan's at 4 points now. If Daniel gets 4, if Daniel gets his right, and then I miss, then we have a 3-way tie. That's always more exciting. So
okay.
let's see how this goes for Daniel first.
Okay.
Daniel, which WWE superstar is known for his chant, "Yes, yes, yes, yes"?
That would be the infamous, the GOAT himself, and he's also in this tournament, Daniel Bryan. Or Bryan Danielson. So
We'll go Brian. Yeah, the same man. We'll go for that. Good stuff. The Lethal Nugget.
All right. So it all comes down to this question.
Oh no.
Okay. This question too. So who got this question? Evan?
This is Brian.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
Brian? Oh man, it's too easy for you. Okay.
I was finding a harder question. You see that? Oh
no! we need some music in here. We need some intense music.
Okay. Brian Mercer. What year did Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Ronda Rousey main event WrestleMania?
Oh.
Is he cheating?
No.
I was getting the Jeopardy theme actually.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know this. If you fail it, I reserve the right to be able to say it to collect a point.
You can't steal.
Do you get the
my
question?
Point. I didn't get to steal.
I can.
I didn't get to steal your point.
Ultimate opportunist.
I will say WrestleMania like 33 to 38. Like all
to be fair, the booking was dog shit during that time, so it all blurs together.
Like all those Mania just felt the same with just different people.
Hey, let me think for a second.
I like music.
Oh, yeah.
Can't get us demonetized, but it's worth it.
All right. I believe that the year was 2019.
And that is correct. That is correct. It was 2019 that was the year that Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey main event WrestleMania. So Brian Mercer is still the trivia champion.
Yeah, champ, you're gonna have to defend that this week also in the Night of Champions predictions.
I'm gonna
I'm aware. Like the reign of glory might be short lived here because we've got a
reign
pretty.
Was shorter than my world heavyweight.
You know what? As a matter of fact, though, Lethal Lou, you're on here with us. You're having a good time. At least I hope you are.
Oh yeah, I am.
Would you like to stay on for a little bit longer? You can give your own predictions as we go in here to Night of Champions. What do you think?
Okay, I got to know what's the matches?
Oh,
I've got the card
yeah,
already
yeah.
written down, so I'm the one that does all the meticulous note taking. So,
and we
Okay.
appreciate you for it, Evan. At least I do. I can't speak for the Nugget.
I appreciate it.
Brian, my title reign was shorter than my World Heavyweight one. How sad is that?
damn. And it's
Daniel,
still an
your
HKW
title reign
championship.
was
Still not
shorter
gonna
than
get hold.
your. Never mind.
You know what's
Anyway.
funny? That's still an HKW championship you're never gonna hold.
One day.
Oh,
One
wow.
day I will.
That's true.
One day.
Evan, I
Anyways,
wish you the
all right.
best of luck in taking this back.
I'm gonna take it back this weekend because it's Saudi Arabia. The crowd's predictable.
Okay, now just for the record, if the show
Come on,
doesn't
Evan.
happen for some reason, then
I think we call it off and then we just defer to the next event.
yeah,
That just seems fair to me.
That's yeah, like a
Unfortunately
rain
for you,
delay.
that's Saturday night main event.
But guys, wouldn't it be cool if WWE showed their nuts and say we're gonna have this show full crowd, whatever, like nothing happened, boom.
I think that's what's going to happen, in my opinion. I don't. If it was me, I wouldn't take the risk just because I wouldn't want to. If it's just me, I'm okay making that risk, but risking other people's lives, it's a little shaky ground, especially in that region of the world.
Yeah, but then again, like it is 50 million they'll be taking off the table for the company. So
They're already 300 million in the hole. What's 50 million gonna make?
You know, something. Okay, I didn't want to get into the politics of it, but I will point this out. You know, it's really interesting when you look at the two different Trump terms. There's a whole lot of people whose names are part of the first Trump administration that aren't part of the second one. There's a whole bunch of people who are part of the second that aren't a part of the first. There's a very small handful that that actually stick with him and are with him in both the first and second administration. One of those very few names is Linda McMahon.
yeah,
Whether she was the small business secretary or now she is the Secretary of Education, I think we all need to be realistic. She's still going to be a huge shareholder over in TKO.
Mm-hmm.
She clearly, you know, we've seen several pictures of Hunter and Stephanie in the Oval Office and things. So clearly there's a relationship there. I would not be surprised at all to hear that, you know, WWE actually had an impact on Trump's mindset through all of this. There.
yeah.
That's where I'm
I
going
mean,
with that.
we could have that conversation another day, but it definitely has an impact. All right, so let's jump right into SmackDown. This past Friday actually was a really, really good SmackDown. I actually forgot it was in Grand Rapids. Otherwise, I probably would have tried to go. That's only an hour north of me, for those that want to know. An hour and a half from Brian and Lou's side of the state. So go ahead.
I apologize, Brother F. I really apologize. Forgive me. When you said Grand Rapids, that was my first WWE debut in Grand Rapids when they came.
Oh wow!
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was 205. I went against Cedric Alexander. 205.
Oh, nice.
Under the name.
When was that?
That was a few years. I want to say 217, 218. I'm guessing 218, 217
right when 205 Live was coming back into the fold.
Yeah.
Because that was when Neville and Cedric Alexander and Austin Aries
Neville
was also there, I believe.
Somebody.
Yeah.
He was different. I can't think.
Yeah, that was an interesting time. I love 205 Live, so.
And then it became a comedy show when you had like Enzo Amore and
we don't talk about the dark times here.
Alicia Fox.
Hey. There's no Enzo Amore hate here. I'm sorry. He made that show more interesting for a few weeks while he was there. Because it fell off hard.
He could talk. You can't like. I'm not saying he could wrestle, but he could definitely talk.
And you can't teach that.
You can't
But he
teach
talks
that.
too much. That's his problem. And
No, that's what you
Anyways.
do, and we can't teach you to stop. But
actually, I think Steve just came up with a really
that's
good
the
idea.
first. You know, Daniel, that's the first time you've gotten the graphic all night. Good job.
I'm proud of you making it 45 minutes.
I just saw.
And no, we're not vacating the title because that's not fair to Brian.
Well, that's fair, sure.
No, if the trivia would have ended in a tie, we could have either vacated or did a tiebreaker. That I would have been okay with. Brian won the title fair and square. He's going to lose it fair and square the Saturday to yours truly.
All right. Let's get into this. Let's go.
All right, let's jump into
I'm
this.
sick of you running your mouth.
SmackDown. Asuka defeated Alexa Bliss in the Queen of the Ring. We're getting Jade versus Asuka in the finals at Night of Champions. This has Jade winning written all over it. They're building too much towards her. They're building towards a lot with Naomi. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Tiffany versus Jade at SummerSlam, like I've been calling for like 2 months at this point. And I think Naomi cashes in, and then they build that feud into the Rumble season and towar's Mania to really like help sell it. Maybe even Bianca gets involved to extend it.
Like you have to kind of put Bianca involved in there, surely.
Well, she's been out injured.
Evan, do you want to give all your predictions in the middle of the result?
No.
Well, I'm just asking because it seems like you're like laying it out there.
I said
Daniel's going to get that wrong.
I didn't say that's what I was going with.
But Daniel's going to get that wrong.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Randy Orton defeated Sami Zayn to move on to the King of the Ring.
Show of hands. Wait, quick show of hands. How many people are excited that it's Randy versus Cody instead of Jay versus Sammy?
I kind of am.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited to see them go one-on-one. You know, student-mentor relationship is always a good story.
A two-way situation, whether if it's Cody turning heel, which I don't think is likely, or more likely Randy turning heel.
I don't think they're pulling the trigger and turning Cody heel. I think they've got too much to milk out of him and Cena still.
I just don't see.
But that would be cool.
I just don't see the benefit when we had a Cody when Cody was having his title run. We saw Cody versus Randy.
Yeah,
like the matchup.
Match. Did they?
Oh, could you imagine?
I thought he gave him a title shot right before he gave Owen versus
Cody, and The Rock comes out and he holds the 3 up. And that's when Cody turns.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, nothing makes sense. It's The Rock. Rock always comes up when he feels like he wants to. This is how Rock operates now.
I have an interesting theory that there's a reason Seth Rollins refuses to hit Cody Rhodes, and it's because Seth's not the man in charge of the group.
It's Cody.
That if they turn Cody heel, have Cody run the faction with him and Seth.
Ooh.
That would make it more dynamic. I'm having a failure to launch moment with Seth's faction. At first, I was intrigued. I'm still willing to give it a chance, but I feel like there's not a personality to the group. There's not a reason to.
They need a name. They need an actual name.
An identity.
You can't just keep calling them Seth's group or Paul Heyman's guys or Braun Breaker.
I just call them the Wild Dogs, which is. What they are.
Yeah, but that's lazy.
I'm just saying, for us, for our sake, and I don't mean us on the podcast, but I mean us in terms of wrestling fans. Like, if your goal when you do a show is to create intrigue for the future, and part of that is you want people talking between each other, and the conversation you want them to be having is. Hey, did you see what Gunther did last night? Did you see what, Roman did last night? Did you see what the Bloodline did last night? Not, hey, did you see what those guys
The
did.
Paul Heyman guys did, and then you Google Paul Heyman, and it's
Like I agree with you.
The issue
Go ahead, Luke.
is that. Well, I'm sorry. The issue is that those guys that's in the group is not leaders. They're not like
it's
Roman Reigns leader. Huh?
It's missing a key element.
Which Cody
like-
would be a leader.
Yeah, it
though.
is.
Cody would
And-
be a
and-
leader.
Seth could do that, but I think they're positioning him more as like, think about it like the mafia, where there's the boss and then there's the consigliere.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what
kind
Seth
of like,
comes across at.
Like
what's
how
his
they
name?
did in
Cody
TNA.
and what's his name?
Yeah, with the main event mafia.
Yeah.
I could see that being
Yeah,
and I would be down with that. I think if you're gonna turn Cody heel, that's an opportunity. I just don't think they're willing to shoot themselves in the foot just yet. I think they're working their way towards having Cody and Cena be the December final Cena's match. They're gonna build towards that, like throughout the season, to kind of get the belt back on Cody, because him and Jay are the top two merch dogs in the entire company. It makes sense from a business standpoint. It's not very compelling TV, but speaking of compelling TV, though, John Cena and Ron Killings, it was a solid match. I wasn't exactly super hooked on the finish, but it served its purpose. It got Punk involved. The pipe bomb that he cut, quote unquote, which loose definition of a pipe bomb. It was really good.
Is it really
I
a
think,
pipe bomb when you're just running back somebody else's greatest hits? Like I'm just like
no,
don't
it's
look at,
not.
okay.
That's
Here,
why I'm
look.
air quoting.
I liked the callbacks. Okay, and you know that like I called for this segment specifically. I said I wanted to
We
see
both did.
John Cena cut the pipe bomb promo. So when Punk cut his promo, he sat down Indian style. When Cena cut his, he sat up on the top rope and was like looking down. That was the kind of change that I wanted to see between the promos. I wanted to see it as an identifiable equivalent, and I didn't mind a couple of callbacks. Like I actually really liked the high Nick Nemeth. High.
And the response to that. Oh my god!
I really liked that. Oh, and I really liked the blowing of the kiss at the end. But at the same time, my issue with it was I felt like the original pipe bomb, what actually made it so influential and have the gravitas that it did was because he was bringing up real issues that the wrestling community had with the WWE. And actually what I really would have liked to have seen, and I think would have been really interesting, would have been the exact opposite here, where I would have liked to see Cena cut that promo on the fans that is every reason that we've heard that workers don't like internet
Yeah,
basically why we hate Daniel. I'm literally not trying to pick on you this time, Daniel, but this is the truth. When you get online and you're keyboard warrioring it out and everyone's complaining about everything, no one's ever happy. We've heard these are like complaints and issues that the WWE,
IWC.
AEW, the TNA. I know, like we even feel it in the indies to a certain degree because people have expectations, and it's really hard being in a business where you're both supposed to deliver on expectations and circumvent them at the same time.
Yeah.
So like I feel for WWE in that regard, but I think this would have been a really great time to throw that right back onto the community. Pointed out it brings in that reality of it, which whenever you're talking about something real, you're able to talk about it a little bit more viscerally, and I think that would have helped with a bit of Cena's delivery, which kind of felt a little flat to me because it was more of a joke than
It was like he was trying too hard to satirize the pipe bomb promo.
Yeah.
Definitely agree with you. I liked the attitude, and I liked the way it was a nonchalant version of it, in my opinion. I loved the Nick Nemeth, Claudio Castagnoli, and Matt Cardona shoutouts. I would have gone a step further in that instance, and I would have ended it on, "Hi, Jack Perry."
See, I think that I understand where you're going.
That would have been deep.
I'm saying
that would have been deep.
If for the same reason you were talking about doing the rip on the IWC, it would have been the inverse, using that real life kind of heat. And there's people out there with theories that the reason that he said, he mentioned Matt Cardona, Matt from the Young Bucks, Nick Nemeth, Nick from the Young Bucks, Claudio Castagnoli, CC, Colt Cabana, kind of like a flip inverse. And I think taking it that extra step, leaning into that Hollywood edge, would have made it seem a little bit less flat and a little more real. Maybe they might have done that. It would have definitely cut deep.
I do think he should have mentioned Tony Khan. I think that would have been hilarious.
No,
he would have rage quit. He would have been like, "What the fuck?"
No, that would have been a step too far. Especially when AEW is currently dealing with lawsuits involving Punk's time there. No, it's an interesting way to kind of flip narratives into like
Jack Perry.
Yeah, and that's probably why. But I think it would have been cool to do it, to add that real life kind of Hollywood edge, because Jack Perry's dad, Luke Perry, they're Hollywood kids, Hollywood family. It makes sense to kind of lean into that Hollywood larger than life stuff with this Cena heel turn. I think this is the first time we're seeing an actual feud in this reign since he won the title, where it's a believable babyface and they've had that back and forth dynamic. I kind of wish they would have saved this started it at Money in the Bank, ran it at Night of Champions, and then ran it again at SummerSlam. You could have gotten a good trilogy out of this, in my opinion.
I don't know why. I just have this weird feeling like SummerSlam it's going to be like a double turn. I had this weird feeling between Cody and John, like it's going to be a double turn. So we all know, like, Cena's going to turn face again.
You just keep trying to force him to turn face.
You keep saying that. Eric, I 100% agree. I need some Mr. Iguana. Hold on, I'm going to get it.
The problem is, Dan, you're so desperate to cling to your childhood here because you believe Cena being the hero. If he turns face before this run ends, it undermines every bit of credibility of the heel turn and of the reign. At least in my opinion.
Like, I think in order to give him that good goodbye, because you could tell him being a heel, he hates it himself. Like, not in a bad way, but more in a way like
he doesn't need that. You keep trying to force this. He doesn't need it. He has said he doesn't need it. It's fuck what you want. He's going to do what he wants. That's the whole narrative. It's not about what you want. It's about what John wants. That's the whole narrative. And it serves better to forward the next generation for him to go out into his back as a heel. Despite your feelings otherwise.
But then, to be fair, we have seen they have been teasing it, slowly.
Well, yeah, they have to tease it because he's kind of a corny heel. And if you're going to play a corny heel, then you think about how many times does he keep getting his ass whooped and laid out on the regular shows where he's like full on Peter Griffining in the middle of the ring, and then at the pay-per-views he's just like Super Cena heel version,
Yeah, I mean, I personally feel like, especially Mr. Howdy should play a factor. Even if it doesn't get a match against him, it should kind of play.
I'm okay with him having that. So that promo segment they did on SmackDown was kind of weird. So we had Randy, Sammy, Jay, all delivering words. Cody didn't speak. And I think that's where we're starting to see the tease of the heel turn that people keep alluding to. I don't think they're going to pull the trigger on it just yet, in my opinion. I think it's too soon. You could have Randy beat Cody at Night of Champions and then do a heel turn. I could believe that. Maybe Seth helps him win.
Did they say what the King of the Ring tournament's for, or is it just for nothing? Is it just
the winner faces the champion of their choice at SummerSlam?
Okay.
So Asuka versus Jade. Whoever wins there chooses a champion to face.
Yeah. I was gonna say because I hope it wasn't just for the crown and the
Oh
thing
God,
again.
no.
That's just stupid.
No, it needs to be treated as a regular show. Yeah, because basically we're either going to get Asuka versus Io Sky or Jade versus Tiffany.
Yeah.
That's what I think with the women's. Those are our options basically. I mean, I guess we could have Asuka versus Tiffany or Jade versus Io. Less compelling matches, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, I think they're meant to be doing another Evolution, aren't they? I think. So.
Yeah, and they're going to do SummerSlam and then Evolution 2, then SummerSlam. And it wouldn't shock me if we had, a whole bunch of other matches there. I mean, we're getting Randy versus Cody, and both of them are going to choose John probably, because Gunther, the whole build towards Goldberg,
but that's the whole problem. Like,
yeah, no, it is a problem.
Like, it really makes Gunther look like a second-class champion. When, in my opinion, he's actually the better champion. Like.
But then you got to ask yourself with Gunther, like, what is his goal as champion? Is it to keep the belt, or is it to just, drop it to someone else?
The problem is
are you talking about Goldberg?
Yeah, because obviously he's going to beat Goldberg. So then, like, who's next for Gunther? Like, it's.
I mean, we don't know for sure, but
we don't know that.
You can tell with WWE currently that there's no plan for Gunther.
Yeah, Goldberg has said it's his retirement match, but Cole did say on Raw during their interview that. Interesting conundrum if you win, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's kind of how they ended it.
I'm so sick of these old guys coming back like that.
I don't mind old guys coming back. I don't like them being in positions to, like, win things all the time. Like, that's just harkening back to Vince.
Yeah, like, you really right now need someone for Gunther to lose the title to. And right now they don't. They just have...
He doesn't need to... He doesn't need to fight for the championship. I 100% am in the category with Bully Ray on this one. Like, come back, have a goodbye match. I personally am not, in the need of Goldberg nostalgia, but I guess there's somebody who is, and for them, I'm happy. But that match doesn't need to be for the championship.
Yes.
I think I pitched this last week.
Yes.
Have Brett come back in and boot Goldberg
Bret
in the
Hart
face.
comes in and boot Goldberg in the face.
Fuck you, Bill Goldberg.
That would be nice.
No. Have Goldberg try to spear Brett, but he hits his chest and it's another steel plating underneath.
Brett can't take bumps anymore, bud.
Yeah, he's not allowed to.
Did a number on him.
It's
a whole Lloyd London thing too.
Yeah.
But the interview that Goldberg did after Bully's comments, where Goldberg's like, basically like, I don't have to stand in line. 170. No one gives a fuck what you did in 1998. I'm sorry. I was 10.
Moved on.
No one gives a fuck.
Yeah. The crowd has moved on. The fans have moved on. Most of these fans do not know who the fuck you are. They just know you as a guy who was good in the 90s.
And Daniel's telling you because he's one of those. He doesn't know who you are.
Like, the only reason I know who Goldberg is, and this is genuine, the only reason I know who he is because of the W2K17 or 16 game. That is it. That's out. That's how
you're being honest right now. Like, you wouldn't.
Like, before the 2K game, I didn't know who the fuck he was.
You're killing my WCW loving soul.
It's kind of like
how old are you, dude? You must be young.
Yeah, well,
you're a young guy, ain't you?
So I started watching wrestling in 2006. Well, basically, end of 2006 into 2007. So
Here I am, about 37, and this motherfucker just made me feel old as shit. My hip just cracked.
And Evan, I'm 3 years off 30, so I'm going to be in your camp soon and get to experience the 30s.
Oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't get better, especially for the British.
I was literally told earlier today that I look like I'm in my mid-20s, and I felt so good about that. So
I get that a lot, where people are like, "You're not in your 30s, you're in your late 20s," and I'm like, "No, I'm in my 30s. Trust me."
I mean, people.
I'm gonna start telling people I'm in my late 20s. I'm gonna start telling everybody I'm in my late 20s. That sounds good. That's where I want to be.
So the segment with Naomi, I'm enjoying her heel work. I think looking back at it, she was the right choice for the Money in the Bank. They can do a lot more compelling things with her. I'm kind of over the whole Nia Jax Tippy stuff. Like I'm just over it at this point. Having Charlotte versus
Over with.
Chelsea was kind of weird.
Here.
They kind of keep forcing Charlotte to be a babyface in these situations, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
It's
And
the
they think
whole
that
four
she's-
horsewomen conundrum
Yeah.
of like, you've got Bailey, who's an amazing wrestler,
You can
but
make them all
she's
heels.
not as well prominent. Huh?
Just make them all heels. You want to do a four horsewoman thing, like Becky's already a heel, Charlotte's naturally a heel, Bailey loves playing a heel.
She's better as a heel as well.
And Sasha's not here anymore. So it'd be a three horsewoman thing, and you gotta grab.
I just add Ronda Rousey. It's the same level of heat.
No. It will be better. Bring in Harley Cameron and make her Sasha Banks.
I was gonna say Liv.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Oh, I don't know. AEW's been cooking lately. We might have to start covering them again. It's been getting a lot better.
Oh God, please no.
Hey, Raw and SmackDown have not been that great lately.
You say, oh no, but the thing is legitimately when a company's putting on good quality programming, we tune
Wrestling wins.
in.
We as fans.
A good show is a good show. I don't care who's
Yeah, but then I've got to deal with more Will Ospreay, and I can't keep hearing the word bruv over and over and over and over again. It is driving me mad. And I am British, and I say it all the time, and it's fucking annoying.
Bruv, calm down, bruv. Listen to me. All right, listen, bruv. What you need to do, bruv, is you need to calm down, and you need to go to duelingguard.com/ you need to get yourself 5% off of some gaming merch. Okay, that'll help.
Yeah, and they got
That's gonna help you feel a lot better, bruv. Okay,
some
and
sweet releases coming up this Friday.
We want to thank duelingguard.com for being our sponsor here tonight on the pod. And every one of you at home, you can also get 5% off of your dice, your deck boxes, your play mats, all your fun gaming accessories.
Yeah, deck boxes, mats, sleeves, binders. I'm exporting some videos for some product reviews tonight, and then those will be up there, as well as the contest video should be up sometime this week. I'm rather busy with work. All right. Outside of that, SmackDown seemed like it was better than the week before. It was, I'd say, a B+ show. Jacob and Solo have me mildly intrigued.
Mildly intrigued. That's everything going on with Jacob is my favorite thing on SmackDown right now. I'm just gonna say
Solo is what holds me back there. I'm not super into Solo Sikoa as a character because he's kind of corny.
But then I feel like most of the Samoan family are kind of corny in a way.
Not all of them. No, just Soko. Soko Solo used to be good, but they made him real corny.
They are making him come across as really corny.
He used to be a street fighter.
See, he gives me very much Roman Reigns 2015 to 2017 vibes, where he's very much doing the stuff when he's having that kind of stuff.
Guys, he's not that level yet. It's more of a, I think 90s Power Rangers human villain. It's the best way I could put it together. I guess for you, it's probably more like 2000s Power Rangers villain.
Yeah.
But I'm intrigued. Jacob's doing amazing work. I have a feeling I know how Night of Champions match is going to go for them. Keep your mouth shut, Daniel. Keep your mouth shut. Raw recap. We've talked about it already. Seth's faction. There's not a lot of cohesion or personality there. Even with him winning Money in the Bank, I just don't seem to care. Jade versus Roxanne Perez. That to me was a match of the night contender. Roxanne, honestly, I'm convinced you could put her in there with a wet mop and she'd have a great match.
Do you know, it blows my mind the fact that Core Jade never got that call up either, and she got released. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like
mean,
he's done so good on
there's-
Raw, or even SmackDown. Like,
there's different levels, and Cora is, she's landing on her feet. She'll probably end up in AEW or TNA. She's a solid wrestler, but Roxanne's miles ahead of her in terms of in-ring talent and just being a complete package. The interesting thing to me here is Liv Morgan's injury. Separated shoulder. She's going to have surgery, and she's going to be out several months.
That's so sad.
The whole story that they're telling with Finn Balor, the manipulation within Judgment Day, Dom's injured now, won't be at Night of Champions facing AJ Styles.
When was that?
Yeah, that was announced on Raw, basically, that he's not medically cleared.
Yeah.
So they're replacing that with Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross at Night of Champions, which
Is that like a will injury, or is that like a
it's a real injury. It seems to be a real injury, but they haven't specified what that injury is. We don't know what caused it, and we don't know how long he'll be out of action. But as of right now, they stripped Liv of the tag team titles.
No,
they haven't stripped Raquel of her yet. Then they backtracked on it.
Oh, they backtracked on that.
Yeah, so
Raquel was holding right now.
Yeah,
Raquel was holding both belts on Raw. The interesting thing, and the point I was getting to, is Liv Morgan injured Rhea's shoulder. Liv Morgan then takes Dom. Dominoes fall. They have a perfect storm of events here, where Finn Balor's plan to have Roxanne come in and replace Liv to get
take over the Judgment Day.
Have Roxanne take over for where Liv was at, be co-women's tag team champions. Then when Liv comes back, let's say Royal Rumble, she has Liv Morgan's revenge tour on the Judgment Day, where she goes.
Oh, but then would Raquel join her? Oh,
yeah, like it's kind of just a perfect storm of like events here, and it really makes Finn come across as a master manipulator. And I think we'll start seeing him versus Dom being a thing in the future.
That just hit me. They could easily do Raquel and Roxanne versus Rhea and Liv for the tag titles.
Yep, and that's what I think we'll get to in that Mania build.
I also think
that would be good.
I also think we're gonna see Dominic Mysterio babyface turn.
Yeah. At this point, he's getting
sometime in the next couple of months.
He's getting too many positive reactions for them to keep him being a heel right now. Like he's a heel that turned heel while being a heel and then turned heel again.
But at the same time, when I say that I want him to him turning babyface, I think that's him turning babyface while still doing pretty much everything he's doing now. Still
Eddie's bag of tricks.
Yeah, Eddie's entire bag of tricks.
I mean, you got to ask then, like, where's that put JD? Is he going to be with Finn or is he going to be with Dom? Because Dom kind of got that.
The discount Funko line.
He'll
just be in the discount Funko line.
I think JD stays with Finn.
Yeah, that makes sense. They need tag teams on the Raw side of the division. Like SmackDown's
unless JD goes on his own and he's like, fuck you two, I'm not dealing with this bullshit anymore.
JD and Finn actually have like a long-standing relationship.
Like Finn trained JD and got him into the business. So like there's more there. And that, maybe we'll get to a story where they feud and do something more compelling down the line.
Yeah.
But Raw needs tag teams, both heels and faces. It's depleted.
But I do like the idea of like JD just says fuck them to both of them and goes into like the US or the IC title picture and just goes and becomes a star on his own.
Yeah. And then finally, Cody versus Jay. Cody wins. Again, this was super predictable once Randy won. Randy versus Jay wouldn't have been nearly as compelling as Cody versus Randy. It's not, even though that's not super compelling. We all said last week we would have preferred Sammy versus Jay and maybe gotten a heel turn out of Sammy or a heel turn out of Jay. We thought that would have been better television. That said, this feels super forced to get them, whoever wins, in a position to face John Cena. Night of Champions predictions. All right, champ. You're going to have to defend your title less than a week after winning it.
I'm bringing it back.
Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair to me. It's not fair.
You brought in a ringer.
It's
You,
a ringer.
Mr. Mercer, brought
No,
ringer.
I would not do such a thing. I was asked
gave him
very
hard
difficult questions. I was
I
asked
know.
very difficult questions, and I answered them, correctly. This is outrageous.
All right, so Night of Champions predictions. First match, replacement for AJ versus Dom. We've got Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. This is live in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Sammy's super huge over there. Brian, you're first up.
Well, clearly I'm definitely going with Karrion. It's a Sami Zayn night, all night. I'm going with the Zayn.
Okay, Daniel.
Same. I think, obviously, like you said, Sami Zayn's really popular in Saudi. Karrion Kross hasn't really got much going for him, which sucked because he should be winning this, but he's probably not. So it's
I actually think that this could be really interesting, seeing Karrion win.
Karrion Kross actually is in the top 5 WWE merch sales within the last month.
Of course, yeah.
He's got the internet behind him. They're clearly giving him this moment as an opportunity to shine.
Yeah, and I just mean like on screen wise, like not like with the crowd. Also, he's with the crowd.
But like you got to give a worker something to work with.
Yeah,
you can't just hand them chicken shit and expect it to automatically be chicken salad. Yeah. You need to give them some ingredients to make the chicken salad.
Yeah.
If this
Lethal Lou, what's your take on this? Who do you think would win?
I believe Karrion Kross going to shock the world and beat Sami Zayn.
That would be good, and I would want that to happen.
Okay. And then I'm going to go.
I'm totally down with that. I'm just saying that I think if this had more build to it, I could see that happening. I just without the build behind it, I think that it's just an easy babyface kind of. Like
honestly, I can kind of see Karrion Kross versus Harry Zayn at SummerSlam, and maybe that's when they do the turn.
I just don't see Karrion losing, man. I think they building something with him.
Yeah,
I don't think they will kill him.
I'm gonna go with Karrion Kross here as well.
Ooh, same reason down the middle.
So my logic here is this match is clearly happening also again at SummerSlam. What better way to get some heat going to build forward beyond backstage segments? Sami laid Karrion out last night.
Yeah, and then as we saw from Karrion Kross, he smirked. He's like, got him where I want him.
I think Karrion picks up the dub in Saudi, and then Sami snaps. We get a rematch at SummerSlam, but Sami then goes over.
I agree. That makes much sense. That makes a lot of sense. I agree. I can see it happening.
All right, next up, we've got a street fight between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez. I'm going with Rhea Ripley on this myself.
See, I love that. Most of the time, you and I have, we have like all the same predictions. This one's gonna get wild and out of control real quick. I'm going with Raquel Rodriguez on this one. Actually, I think that the Judgment Day is going to come in and play a role, and I think that with the restructuring of the Judgment Day, this whole plan that Finn Balor has, I think this is the time that you let the Judgment Day get the W over Rhea Ripley. If it was,
I can definitely see that.
If we were talking just a clean match, obviously I'm going to call Rhea Ripley as the winner. But in this case, I actually think Raquel has the advantage, or is going to get the win.
So I was thinking that before Raw last night. After watching what happened, Rhea getting firmly planted in the table, and then also Roxanne getting involved there, that leads me to believe that somebody's going to come out and try to even the odds for Rhea at Saudi. I think we're going to see Rhea put Raquel through a table.
See, I think that might happen post-match in a setup for the tag team titles.
That could work. Question is who would be her partner?
I have no idea. I have no idea on. Asuka would be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
How fun would it be to see an Asuka Rhea tag team?
Or I guess you could see Io.
Yeah.
Io and Rhea.
I could see Io and Rhea teaming up. They've got a little bit of history.
All right, Lethal Lou. What do you got? Who do you got?
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea. Okay.
Because haven't she been getting beat down lately and all that good stuff?
Uncharacteristically, yeah, she's been getting beat down quite a bit in a lot of the matches.
I just don't get losing.
Who do I want? You know what? I'm gonna go with Raquel. I think obviously if she did drop the titles, I would have gone with Rhea. But because obviously she's kept the titles, and I think Judgment Day will play a factor into this, I think Raquel's gonna come away with the dub, and it's gonna help build her potentially, hopefully, fingers crossed, for a good solo one.
Definitely could see that. I mean, it depends on what they're going to do with Roxanne in this instance. Next up, we've got Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa.
I think we all know who wins this.
Go ahead, Danny.
I'm going with Solo Sikoa.
Oh, okay.
One word. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I think the new member of the Bloodline, Timu Bloodline, shows up in Rhea. They've been having him appear on house shows and dark matches.
Yeah.
On SmackDown. This has to be leading to something. The family connection's bound. They need a heater there because it's Solo and Tama Tonga.
I was a little unclear. Is this match for the United States title?
I believe so.
Because that is a factor for me.
Let me double check. Yes.
Yes, yeah.
And I think it gives a babyface Fatu something to build up towards, and maybe we get the OTC back for a feud there. Have Jacob get the OTC rub.
You know,
I mean, how long has his run been so far? Is it 2-3 months since he won at Mania?
2.
Since Mania.
Yeah, so he's at it for like 2-3 months, I think.
Yeah.
2 months.
They could hot potato it back and forth and be fun.
Yeah.
See, this is a hard one. This is a hard one because on the one hand, like, you're trying to make the Bloodline look threatening, but it just doesn't. You know, Solo, like you said it earlier tonight, Solo doesn't come across as threatening in the role that he's in right now. I don't think that a championship is going to change that. And I think there are more interesting things to do with other people. As much as I love trying to bring the Bloodline back together for another story, I'm going to go Jacob Fatu on this one. Anything you pick, I'm going to pick the other one all night long.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, I don't think we picked the same at all tonight.
Not tonight.
Who wants to go next, me or you, Lou?
Go ahead.
Lou, why don't you go ahead?
Jacob Fatu. You know what I mean?
All gas, no brakes.
No brakes.
Dude, I saw someone made a homemade wrestling shirt for him, and it had a car powered with beans. And I about died laughing. I was like, that's so fucking corny.
I just want a shirt that says "Yeah, what I mean," but like
Me
all
too.
like written out. Like,
Do he have any merch?
Yeah, yeah.
should.
It's mostly Samoan werewolf stuff, but yeah.
He got when he come out with that shirt, you know what I mean? I'm grabbing that quickly.
Daniel,
You gotta be cool, man. You gotta admit that'd be cool, y'all.
it's cool.
I mean, see, now thinking about it, now the title's on the line, it's made me rethink it. I'm like, can I see him losing it? I can kind of see Jacob losing it. But I think if they were going to do that, it'll probably be at SummerSlam, where it's got a bigger stage, you know, and it's kind of.
I just think for the pure shock factor,
I mean, shock factor. Yeah, no, it would.
Well,
it
and
would
if
be,
you think about it, it's also full circle to when Solo showed up.
yeah,
Solo, his debut was on a Saudi show.
yeah. But for me, I think personally, it's going to be he's going to retain the title here, but potentially drop the title at SummerSlam to Solo. I think that's if they're going to do it, that's where it'd be, in my opinion.
Okay.
So here's my Evan. Did you want to use a bonus?
But
did you want to use
I
your
actually want to
bonus
do my
point?
bonus as well. But I do.
I'm going to use a bonus point for Hikelo.
Yeah, and same here. I was going to use it for Hikelo as well. I think he will show up, but I don't think he will cost Jacob the title.
I don't think you can. So you're saying you're going to.
I would even be more. I would even see this one ending in a legitimate disqualification that saw Jacob winning by disqualification and then getting beaten down. Like I could see that even happening, but I see Jacob walking out of this with the United States title and ultimately is the victor.
Because it makes sense for me personally in the way in my head. Like I think Hitler will come out, and I think him and what's his name now? Jeff Cobb, or was it JC Mateo? I don't know what they're calling him now.
JC Mateo.
JC Mateo. Yeah, like. And because both Italians are injured, so like it's Solo and JC Mateo. Well, like they have to do something to position this story. They have to position Solo somewhat as a threat, and he's a little bit more of a conniving manipulator than the Roman's tribal chief was.
Right.
So,
but I could, like I said, I think that we could see an attack, but I don't think the title changes hands.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that too. I'm willing to gamble. I got nothing to lose here.
Fair enough. No.
All right, Asuka versus Jade Cargill.
I think
I'm going with Jade.
I think it's gonna be a clean sweep.
Yeah, I think we're all going. Lou, who do you want on Asuka versus Jade?
Asuka.
Oh, okay.
All right, Lou's going Asuka. I will be going with Jade.
Maybe just because I'm an big Asuka fan.
I love Asuka. I love Asuka.
That's fair. Love Asuka. A lot of her video game content. She used to be a game designer for Xbox in Japan.
Yeah. I heard about that. I was like, oh shit.
Didn't know that.
Oh, she's brilliant.
So she must have worked on a few Halo games then, I guess.
Time frame wise makes sense. Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes.
Did we all say like who we chose?
We all said Lou said Asuka, and the rest of us said Jade. I think was that last one.
And then us we all say Jade, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going with Cody Rhodes. This just seems very telegraphed. They've done Randy versus John already. To me, it just makes sense to
be fair, they've actually already also done Cody versus John as well. But
different with the babyface in the chase.
But I do agree with you. I think that Cody goes over.
Yeah, same here. I think it's going to be Cody. I think they've already done Randy versus Cena. We don't really need to see it again. And obviously the chase is more exciting for Cody to face Cena at SummerSlam, and it kind of all just kind of leads to that situation happening. So yeah, Cody going over, winning the Kingdom.
Lethal Lou, who do you got? Randy Orton or Cody Rhodes?
Man, that's crazy. I got Randy.
Randy, okay.
I got Randy boys. They keeping the old man around for some reason.
It's probably because he looks like Batista ate Batista back in 2005.
Right.
When I saw him at a live show
more like Randy Orton.
I saw some pictures of Batista. I saw some pictures of Batista from like a week ago, and the dude is like built a bunch of that muscle back up. Actually.
Oh, did he?
It's like a leaner muscle because he's changed his diet significantly, but he's cut, man. He's looking pretty good.
Do you think when he lost a little bit of that mass, do you think he was doing that for a movie role or?
Oh yeah, definitely.
He was definitely that, and in one of the interviews he talked about how his size was impacting his health. And then he also didn't like how he looked in the movies, because like he would be in a movie across from someone who's, you know, regular sized, and he would just feel like he looked cartoonish. So that was part of why he decided to change his diet and change how he trained and sculpted himself, basically.
I think he's just thinking about like you have like the doctor said he could have potential like heart problems as well eventually.
Yeah.
How old is Batista? Nah, I know he started
57?
late in the game.
He's 57, if I remember correctly.
Wow. Wow.
You getting it? You getting it, Mark?
Yeah, he's
56.
Yeah, 56.
Wow.
Goldberg's 58. Like, if you put that in context,
Yeah.
Goldberg's
should
2
be
years older than him.
It's weird because like Dave Bautista looks so unrecognizable. Like if we showed him now to his 2008 one, it's like two different people at this point. It's like
I would take him over if I needed this, if I wanted him to come back. I'd rather see Batista come back than Goldberg. Same.
And I like that Batista's sticking to his word and not coming back to have a match. Like he's done. And
well, unless
he went out his way.
Bag.
Yeah. And then we got one final match tonight: John Cena versus CM Punk.
We all know who's winning this.
Do we? Daniel, you go first.
Cena.
Evan.
Brian. I'm going with Cena. Lou?
Oh, I'm going with Cena too. I don't see CM Punk. They letting CM Punk win. It's John.
Brian.
Uh-oh. Put the belt on the line, B.
2 points.
Oh, bonus. Okay.
My predicted winner is Seth frickin' Rollins.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, I forgot he was the Money in the Bank guy.
See, that'd be interesting. I still think he's cashing in on whoever Gunther and Goldberg winner.
Well, see that's what would make more like logical sense in terms of like the way that the stories or the shows are laid out. But in terms of the story they're trying to tell, and they seem like they did a hard pivot a couple of weeks ago. I think that it's important to get the belt onto Seth sooner rather than later for the group that they're trying to build. And
so, to clarify, you're saying cashes in for triple threat and then wins?
I believe there will be a cash in during the match.
Okay.
And the reason I think, and the reason I'm going with that is more because if it was after the match, then he would only cash it in if Punk won.
Who would you say? Who would you say he pinned, Punk or Cena?
Oh, I said pin Punk.
Punk. Okay.
Yeah, because he don't like Punk. The storyline, the backstory.
Yeah, I can see that being a thing. Okay.
I agree, B. That's a good. Yeah, that might happen.
I could see that happening. It would definitely shock the world.
I can kind of see him doing it at SummerSlam with the Cody and Cena match. I can kind of see it happening.
I could see that happening there too.
So
I think Brian's right. I think if they're gonna do it, it's either gonna happen at Night of Champions or SummerSlam. Because if you wait too long with this, Seth's group is gonna fail to launch completely.
Yeah.
There's a world where he cashes in, and he has Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed take out Punk.
Yeah.
LA Knight can even try to get involved. He gets taken out, and then Seth pins Cena 1, 2, 3. The problem here is then you've got both world champions on Raw.
Yeah.
Well, I think
unless you move Gunther over.
Yeah, this is going to get into some crazy prediction territory. I think Goldberg's going over, and I think
Oh,
he's
no,
going to be
no.
And
I don't think that's
you.
gonna happen.
Whoa, hey! I don't like it either. I don't like
Why
it.
would you
That
say
would be
it?
horrible.
Why would you say it? Because now it's going
You
to come
put it
into
out in the
fruition.
universe, Brian. You put it out in the fucking universe, and
But
now
I
it's going
think
to happen.
I think he will be used as a transitional champion to put the other belt onto SmackDown.
Brian,
I could see
if
him
it
vacating.
happens,
Like,
I swear to God, if it happens, I'm blaming you and solely you for it.
I think I'm gonna
I-
stop watching wrestling for a while if that happens.
Oh wow! This is the story of how
I-
Brian Mercer
you know,
ruined professional wrestling.
I could see that happening. Goldberg elects to retire, going off into the sun, and then it sets up the stage for a tournament at SummerSlam.
What if they do a Ric Flair situation?
Oh, we all like tournaments. We all like tournaments.
Hashtag go.
What if they do like a Ric Flair situation where the next time he loses, that's his last match?
I don't see
Nobody
it.
wants. Nobody really wants to see Goldberg stick around.
But
Nobody
then here's
even
the thing
really
with
wants to see
Goldberg, you could
Goldberg
then
in
do
this
some
match.
dream matches. You could do him versus Braun Breaker.
But-
You could do him versus...
No. Him getting speared by Braun Breaker is the only thing that I think we all want to see.
So, I'm okay with that happening if that's what happens. I hope
You're
it's
okay
not
with
some
Goldberg
prolonged-
winning the championship if Braun Breaker gets
If it leads to
speared?
him vacating immediately, like on the following night on Raw, like the
What
following
if-
Monday.
What if he came out and said he was going to have an unstoppable reign, and then Braun Breaker came out and gave him a 100-mile-an-hour spear, and then he was no longer able to
I'm okay with that.
defend his championship?
If he has an unstoppable reign where he goes until Mania, I'm probably not watching WWE. I'm going strictly AEW at that point. That's literally like nobody wants this.
Well, Nick Khan has a surprise for you.
How many times do we have to teach you, Grandpa?
Oh, God.
All right.
More like when spears collide, more like concussions.
I swear to God, now that Brian said that and said it into the world, I feel like that's what we're going to get. It's going to be so unexpected. We're all going to be like,
Well, we've been going for about almost an hour and 45 minutes here, so
Jesus.
we just want to thank you, Lou, again for coming on the pod, hosting trivia. Maybe
it's been great.
maybe
This is fun, man.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate the support, and we'll go ahead and throw this graphic up again, so that way you can let everybody know where they can find you here this upcoming Friday.
Yo, July 27th. It's a Sunday. $20 to get in, less than gas. It's MDWA Broken Bones in Highland Park, Michigan. You got to come see the best of the best in professional wrestling, the Missile Dropkick Wrestling Association. We're going strong. Hey, we're going strong, and in a minute, we're going to be stronger. I'm telling you. I can't reveal that surprise just yet, but NDWA Broken Bones, July 27th. Watch me and my mystery partner lay the smack down on Shrek himself, H5, and Danny Blaze, the paper champion.
But
it could be me. It could be
Lou,
me.
Lou, we know the truth. We know the truth.
Lou wants
You
to win.
are the real champion, okay?
I'm the champion. I'm the real
If
champion.
Danny Blaze didn't cheat in that last match, everyone wants to call us the bad guys. If Danny Blaze hadn't cheated in that last match, if Harrison H5 hadn't cheated in that last match, you'd be the champion right now.
I'll be the champion.
100%.
I mean, I don't understand. Like I said, I don't understand how you like bulldog a referee and then throw the referee back in there and force his hand for a 3 count. Brian was unconscious. He got donkey kick in the no-nads. He got donkey kick in the no-nads and got bulldog. Who does that, man? Who does that?
Yeah, and it hurt. And I'm gonna tell you, that hurt a lot. That hurt a lot because I'm not Daniel Roberts. Like that's a substantial area to kick right there.
Yeah.
About me, and I still get.
Hush, Nugget. The adults are talking.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see what happens for you guys this weekend. As always, guys, make sure you go to duelingguard.com, enter the code SOG to get your 5% off. and stay tuned to the YouTube channel. There'll be some product reviews coming up, as well as some new premiere stuff as well.
And if you are in the area, if you're in Highland Park, make sure that you check out MDWA Broken Bonds, July 27th. The information is right there on the screen. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm Brian Mercer. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.